Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I know that this year I only covered 49ers football. I didn't make one video the entire year on any games outside of the games that the San Francisco 49ers played in. But we're talking championship week here, AFC and NFC championship. I know that last week my Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have enough in the tank to pull it out. I call them my Pittsburgh Steelers because they were my pick to win the Super Bowl this year before week 1 of the NFL season. I thought they honestly had a well-oiled machine. Ben Roethlisberger coming back after saying that he was going to retire. I thought that would make a picture-perfect story of him riding it out into winning the big one. Bell as a running back is one of the best in the league. Mike Tomlin, when it comes down to it, honestly, is one of my favorite coaches in the league. Steelers always a fun team to watch, and they're always going to have one hell of a defense put together, even if on paper, the first week of the season, you're looking at it like, man, who the heck are these guys? They always find a way to win. But this year, AFC Championship game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars limping in to the championship game against the New England Patriots. I say them, limping in because honestly, when you say Jacksonville Jaguars, who really takes them serious? Who out there really believes that this team is playing in the AFC Championship game? Who before last week was really sitting down watching Jacksonville Jaguar games? I'll tell you honestly, I made that video about the Jaguars versus the 49ers late in the season. The week that the 49ers came out and beat them. And I told you the truth, that, I've heard everybody talk about them having the second best defense in the league, them putting up numbers. Blake Bortles is actually playing like he's for real, but they're the Jags. And I'm going to pick against the Jags almost every time because they're the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the team that was almost out of the league just a few years ago because they couldn't sell tickets. This was the team that almost brought in Tim Tebow to be their starting quarterback, not because they thought he could win games, but because they thought that was the only way that they could really sell tickets, was to try to win over the University of Florida fans to come see them play on Sunday. They had no idea about caring to win football games. One way or another, through the draft and certain free agency moves, the Jacksonville Jaguars built them one hell of a defense. And you can bring up any stat you want to. There's no way in the world that this team has beaten New England. I mean, New England is the well-oiled machine. They've been doing this for, what is this? They won their first Super Bowl in 2002. This is a team that's been going strong since 2002, and we're now in 2018. I'm talking 17, dumbass. 17 years being right there on top. People saying that the stories coming out about Belichick's leaving the team. Belichick and Brady are feuding. Robert Kraft, the owner of the team, is having to pick one side or the other. Tom Brady's personal health guru is getting kicked out of the stadium, not being able to be around anymore. Bill Belichick ended up losing the power struggle with Jimmy Garoppolo being forced to be traded because Tom Brady felt that as long as Garoppolo was around, that meant that he was going to be out of there. One way or another, the Patriots always overcome the odds, and they take any story that they can. Last year, because of Deflategate, Tom Brady really had to sit the first 4 games of the season out. They still came back and they won the Super Bowl, not having Brady for 4 weeks. And to tell you the truth, Brady looked even stronger going into the playoffs because he didn't play those 4 weeks of football. They didn't even have, Jimmy Garoppolo played those games. He played the first one, got hurt in the second. Another quarterback who ended up being a rookie came in. He ended up playing that game. He got hurt. And the backup to the backup had to get them through. And they still came out on top. They're just a damn good football team. One of the biggest reasons that I will pick the Patriots to win is because of Blake Bortles. As a quarterback in the NFL, I don't take any of these guys' numbers this year for real. I think that Blake Bortles is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. I think that honestly he gets to the NFC Championship game. I think that he'll keep his job going into next season. But if this team wouldn't have got to the NFC Championship game, one of the first things that this team would be doing, whether it's by the trade or free agency, or maybe even trying to bring a rookie in, was I think the quarterback is one of the biggest, strongest needs of the team. Blake Bortles is a bad quarterback. He's been a bad quarterback for a long time. And I know that some guys get in bad situations, like Alex Smith with the San Francisco 49ers, and it takes a while, but he's able to find a way to shine because he finally figured out how to use a guy. I don't think that this is that way. Blake Bortles might be the Brad Johnson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brad Johnson being the guy who ended up winning the Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, possibly one of the worst starting quarterbacks of a Super Bowl winner. But in my opinion, there's no way Blake Bortles is beating the Patriots on Sunday. Patriots are going to take that game, and honestly, right now on paper, I think they beat the Vikings, and they beat the fuck are the Vikings playing? The Eagles. They're better than both those teams. I know that the Eagles in there, it ends up being a rematch of the Donovan McNabb puking on the field, but none of those guys are even around anymore. So, it's not like they can come back and win one for the Gipper or anything like that. But yeah, Patriots to take it all. Peace out, everybody.